This solemnity is so rich in meaning, so allow me just to share with you a few thoughts. And of course, we don't stop our reflection in this church once we go out during moments of perhaps silence, or when we are alone at home, or while we are in the workplace, we have some time to reflect. I hope we continue to reflect on the implications of this celebration of this solemnity, the most sacred heart of Jesus. Tayo pong lahat, all of us, we use often the word heart. Pag nagpapapicture ng mga tao, diba? Sabi nga, heart, puso. And then also, instead of saying love, we draw a heart. If you wrote a short note to someone, then at the end you say love, instead of writing the word love, you write a heart. So the heart has many meanings. So when you want to have a close intimacy conversation, you tell the other person, I want to speak to you heart to heart. At the same time, when you ask people to memorize something like prayers, we learn prayers, the formula prayers, learned by heart. And then when people are disappointed, frustrated, they have many pains in their heart, we say they have a broken heart. So my dear friends, today we are asked to look on the heart that was pierced by a lance. They will look upon him whom they have pierced. It is not just an ordinary heart. As we say, the sacred heart, it's a divine heart. It is a heart that comes from God Himself. And so it is totally different from the human heart. For the heart is the center of the person. This here where we have all our precious thoughts, aspirations, dreams in the heart. And yet, Jesus is inviting us to enter His heart, to discover the richness of God's love. A heart, a love that is unconditional, a heart that is a love that is unlimited in terms of showing mercy and compassion. And so today, as we celebrate the solemnity, the most sacred heart of Jesus, we remember the 12 promises of the Sacred Heart, which were given to a visitation nun, Saint Mary Margaret Alacoque. There is a shrine in France, Paray-le-Monial, up to now. When pilgrims go there, they visit this place where this nun was tested for many times before she died. She died at an early age, 43. She was born in about 1647. She died in 1690. And she died on October 17, my birthday. That's why I keep remembering her. Okay, she died October 17, 1690. And yet before she died, there was the apparition of Jesus, asking her to promote the devotion to the Sacred Heart. And yet, of course, as usual, people will not believe. People take time that they will be convinced. So she passed through many trials, and eventually people and even her spiritual directors, one was a Jesuit, Father Colombier, one was a Benedictine, they finally testified to the veracity, to the authenticity of her apparition. So some of the promises that were given by the Sacred Heart Himself is He will give all the graces we need if we are devoted to His heart in our vocation. We will have peace in our homes. Whatever the image, the picture is venerated, more blessings will go to that place. And yet, what's important also, He will soften the heart of people who have hardened their hearts would turn away from Him, He will always be there to make them experience that His heart is the fountain and the ocean of mercy. Mercy is an expression of love in a deep manner, and it is like an ocean, unlimited. So, my dear friends, we will never be able to understand fully God's merciful love expressed in His Son, Jesus. And yet, we are always asked to come. That's a favorite word of Jesus. Come to me, all you who are burdened, and I will refresh you. For my yoke is sweet, my burden is light. So we are always asked to come, not only when we have problems, but to take our rest in Him. Sometimes pagod tayo, we get tired. Sometimes we want to give up because of some perhaps serious trials, difficulties, some questions that are never answered, and yet we are asked to have faith, to be persevering, to learn. So life is a continuous learning from the heart that's full of love, full of wisdom, and full of God. And that's the reason why we keep meditating, we keep contemplating, and they will look, not just look, but enter. So learn, and then we ask the heart of Jesus that we may always abide. Abide, remain, stay, and you will discover the richness of the heart of Jesus, which is a reflection of the Father's heart. A heart that's full of love, mercy, compassion, countless gifts that He wants to share with us, to give to us, being His precious children. What a beautiful image in the first reading from the prophet Hosea. Very familiar to us. We want to hold a child or a baby and lift a child and put that baby close to our cheek to make that baby realize how much we care, how much we love. The same thing with God. Many times He takes us when we have problems to bring us close to our heart, that we may learn to trust, to entrust our life the way Jesus entrusted His whole life to the Father. Sacred Heart of Jesus, make our hearts like unto Thine. Amen.